Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Or I know some of you watching are in other parts of the country. Good evening. I'm back. And before I get started, for those of you who are watching this that are not watching it live, make sure you put replay in the comments so I know that you're watching it and I can comment and respond to you. But I wanted to come and talk about a topic that I think is extremely important for tax season, right? For those of you that know, the IRS for some years now has had a program, the IRS Direct File program, and Elon Musk recently said this group has been deleted. I think it's important to kind of talk about it and keep everybody abreast of what's going on. But for those of you, first of all, if you know or have heard about the IRS Direct File program or have used this program before, let me know in the comments section. This was a program that was put in place some years back to allow people to file directly their tax return with the IRS. So you could go on a website of their choice and you can file your tax return directly with them at no cost. And according to Elon Musk, this program, everything that's wrapped around this is now no longer in place. And I think this year you'll still be able to file directly with the IRS, but moving forward, from the looks of it, you will no longer be able to do that. Now, there's pros and cons to that, right? As a CPA, tax professional, um, obviously I have my insight or my sights or my thoughts on this whole thing. Number one, I don't really feel anybody should be filing their taxes directly with the IRS unless your income is of a certain level, right? But once you start making a certain amount of income, or you have a more complex or just more things going on with your tax return, let's say you have a few properties that you own, you have some children, daycare expenses, medical, all these things. If you're not sophisticated with all that and you're filing directly with the IRS, you potentially could be missing out on some tax advantages or some things that are in place that you may not be aware of, right? So filing directly with the IRS, if your tax filing isn't straightforward and pretty simple, if you're not like a solo person that works a 9 to 5 and that makes a certain amount of income, I don't think it makes sense, in my opinion. But I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. I think obviously it makes sense to find a professional to work with, someone that you can have conversations with not only during tax season but potentially even throughout the year. Now, obviously, you might have to pay a little bit extra for that, but it obviously is beneficial to have someone that you're talking through out the year about your tax situation. And even when you look at it, a lot of times, whenever it comes to tax season, you have people that will go to their tax preparer and they'll give everything to their tax preparer and they'll expect either a refund or not to owe taxes, but you haven't spoken to your tax preparer throughout the whole year. There's been no planning around your tax situation. And the expectation is that, hey, it's February, March, or April. I'm giving all my stuff to you. I expect a miracle. And that doesn't always happen. So it's very important to have that relationship with somebody that can actually guide you through this whole process, that can get you together and that can give you insight on things that you need to do in order to pay your fair share of taxes. Because we're not saying that you shouldn't pay any taxes unless you choose to, but paying your fair share is what we're all about. And that comes with planning, that comes with taking the time to put things together, having those conversations with somebody. And you can't necessarily do that with the IRS direct filing e-file program. In a situation like that, that is a program where, like I was saying earlier, you have everything that's straightforward. You go to the IRS website, you fill in everything, and they say, hey, here's how much you're going to pay, or here's how much you're going to owe. But when you're going to a website like that, and there's no kind of advisory, there's no kind of insight on things that you can do to help your situation, obviously it benefits the government. right? So we're not about that. We're about benefiting ourselves and obviously giving the government their fair share, but making sure that we're taken care of first, right? So that's extremely important. And um, if any of you have ever done your taxes with the IRS Direct E-File program, let me know in the comments. If you've had an experience with that, I'd like to know what your thoughts are around that program. But I'm all about finding a professional, and it's even deeper because I think a lot of times when we find someone to do our taxes, are they a professional? Are they somebody that is going to give you the advice that is needed? Are they someone that's going to respond timely? Are they someone that's going to be professional, and have your best interests at heart? I made a post online on LinkedIn and on Threads that some accountants didn't really appreciate, but the comment that I made was a lot of accountants don't even realize that they are IRS auditors. And when I said that, I meant the meaning behind that was a lot of times as the CPAs and accountants, we're indirectly working for the IRS without even realizing it. Your client is coming to you and they're asking, hey, I want to write this off or I want to do this. What do you think? And our answer is normally, no, you can't do that. Just immediately, no thought around it, no kind of, you know what? Here's the better way to do this. If you want to buy this car, if you want to do that, this is not tax deductible, but here is a better way to achieve that goal to where you can get that tax write-off and you can get the thing that you're trying to purchase. But a lot of accountants don't do that because why? That requires time, that requires effort, that requires more work. And a lot of times we're not trying to work more, right? We're not trying to work more if we're not being compensated for it, right? But the question is, if someone's coming to you and they're asking you all that, why not tell them, hey, we can sit down and we can have a further discussion about this, but it's going to cost this. But here's the benefit of paying me this because you're going to be able to save X amount of dollars. You're going to be able to make X amount of dollars. But instead, we avoid that conversation and we just say, nah, you can't do this. You can't do that. At EFS Group, when I talk to my team, that's not our mindset. We are all about how can we serve the client at the highest level? How can we figure out ways to help our clients save money? Another thing, too, that I got to talk about is, if you have somebody that you're working with that's an accountant and they're giving you actionable items to help you to save money, you have to be open. You have to be open to taking that advice. You have to be open to saying, you know what? I'm going to listen to what they're saying and I'm going to implement this. Because there's so many times that people want to save money, not pay taxes, but don't want to spend the money to not pay taxes. You have to spend money some way or somehow in order to not pay. That's just how it works, right? And the thing about the IRS and the IRS tax code is it's set up to where as long as you do what you need to do as far as spending, as far as reinvesting in your business, as far as reinvesting in real estate, different assets that are going to help you grow your business, the IRS now gives you the benefit of paying less than taxes, right? But you can't just make all this money and then say, I don't want to pay taxes. That's not how it works. So I'm going to keep all my money and I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not going to give any money to the government. I'm not going to give any money towards reinvesting and keeping this economy going. I'm just going to keep it all to myself. And my expectation is that my accountant is going to find a way, a legal way for me not to pay taxes. You have lost your mind because that's not how it works. You have to put money into the system. That's how it works, right? So I want to hear from y'all. I want to know what y'all think. I think this is important. And a lot of times we as accountants, we don't take the time to educate and talk about these things, right? And if we don't educate and talk about these things, now people don't understand the things around it, right? Let me see if I got some comments. I see hey Crystal, she said, my guy, what's going on? What's going on? Ogo, what's going on? I see y'all in the comments. I see y'all on. So it's important that you take the time to find someone to work with that's going to help you to reach your goals as far as tax planning, as far as your business in general. But more so on this program, the IRS Direct File program is no longer, it's not going to be in play from what it looks like in regards to next year. So this year, it's still going to be around. It's still going to be something that you can use. But if you are of a certain income, I don't think it makes sense to use this program. I think it makes sense to find a professional. Now, here's another thing too. Here's another thing that I'm thinking, right? When we look at this program and how it's now been eliminated, obviously a lot of eyes are looking at Intuit, right? And if you understand Intuit, you understand Intuit owns Credit Karma, they own QuickBooks, they own TurboTax. So if they own all these conglomerates that they've purchased and that they have underneath their parent company, most likely there was lobbying being done on their end, right? So Intuit has all this money. They went to the government and they said, hey, we need to figure out how to get this IRS Direct E-File program eliminated. And the government probably said, hey, that could happen for X amount of dollars. I don't know. But obviously this move to eliminate this program now makes TurboTax stronger again. It now makes obviously professionals like myself have more business. So obviously these things are in play, and these things, you never know, like there's things that are going on in the background that we have no idea about, but I still stand on, if you are someone of a certain income, it doesn't make sense to use IRS Direct E-File. And even deeper than the income, if you're someone that has a little bit more of a complex situation, even when it comes to earned income credit, right? So those of you that don't know what the earned income credit is, it's a credit that many taxpayers receive when you are of a certain income and you have dependents that you take care of. So there's millions of people that get earned income credit that is used to help their household. It's used to catch up on bills, to make payments, to just do things that, a lot of people probably wouldn't have been able to do. So what are the chances that you might go to the IRS Direct E-File program and you might qualify for this credit, but you fill it out the wrong way and now you don't get the credit? Like, you're probably missing out on thousands of dollars because you didn't use somebody that could help you get this credit the right way. So it's really important that you find somebody that you can work with that can help guide you in the right direction and that can keep you updated about everything that's going on with all this, because it's extremely, extremely valuable information that you need to know. But yes, I want y'all, those of you who are just tuning in, definitely comment replay so I know that you have caught this. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Looking forward to hearing what everybody has to say about this. And I'm going to obviously keep coming live and talking about more things like this. Another thing too, in the comments, if there's anything that you want me to discuss from a business perspective, let me know, because I can easily come on and talk about those things. I'm going to be talking about Profit First and how we utilize this system with all of our clients. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to talk about how to do it, what accounts to open up. So if you're interested, let me know about that in the comment section as well. And until next time, man, follow me on all of the platforms at Ephraim CPA. We're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. So make sure you follow for more information. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.